I'm not finna come over here.
You can be a part of the podcast off video.
Oh, that's fine. You can show me from here up. I ain't got no ground, I ain't got no drawers. You gotta watch out. Fix that.
Bro, they can only see us from here up.
You get my titties say though, from where I'm at. They said.
They not.
Are you recording this?
No. Oh, yeah. The sound, yes.
Oh, no, I'm recording the video this time. Hopefully they can hear, like, where her titties.
Her titties said.
She's a mother. Don't shame her.
Hey, Jazz, get your cord off of this. Put it under it.
They don't even really say like your bed.
I mean, homegirl got 2 pit bulls, like the big ones, like the Masters mixes.
Yeah, she's talking about you.
Taped on the front of her chest.
Woof. For that shit.
The fact that you barked. You want me to do your sound check?
I need a mirror. What that mirror is?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the musical stylings of Tate and Don. Y'all ready? La 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 la.
Ooh.
I guess it's just me. I guess it's just the musical stylings of Tate. Just Tate. But to be fair, y'all do not want the musical stylings of Don.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
She's still trying to record that mixtape.
Hey.
Dead. Whatever. What's you not recording? She not recording because I'm supposed to be talking to y'all. What's good, everybody?
Like, what is going
Welcome
on?
back to this channel, fam.
I'm looking cute today. I might steal this shirt a little bit more often.
You can. Do y'all wife, significant other, girl be stealing your clothes? Because I feel disrespected.
Girl, you're not getting respect. Anyways, my name is Tuesday. This is my wife, Wavy. She's a little upset because I'm wearing her shirts, but I make it look good.
And
Maybe it's the lighting. Maybe it's the, new skincare routine.
yeah, we got guests in the studio today.
We do. It feels like a live audience in here because I have my goddaughter, both the homegirls, and Taylor's best friend, Jazz, who won't be on camera because she said her titties hang too low.
I could be on camera a little bit.
But
So, I don't know. Comment down below if you also have tips about keeping them
I was
perky.
trying to get in, but I couldn't.
God damn, bitch. The camera over here, bro.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Say hello. This is TT,
Oh,
aka
TT.
Do you use your real name? She basically in witness protection, so we won't use her real name. If you're one of her ex-boyfriend's, girlfriend's, flames,
I mean, you gave her first name.
did I? I said TT.
Yeah, no, in the beginning you were like, this is Taylor's best friend.
Oh, well.
Oh,
My
okay.
name Maxine.
Yeah, if you're one of those people,
We'll just bleep it out, don't forget.
yeah. If you used to date this woman,
Didn't
just
you
keep
make it seem like I'm loose or something? Like I've been dating
keep it moving.
What?
We don't need that energy here. This is not her YouTube page. I don't have no information for you. Tell your
Anyway,
baby
guys.
that I don't have no information.
So that nigga shit.
Like, comment, subscribe on this video.
Yeah, it's probably gonna get a little ignorant in here today. Hopefully the kids is quiet and we can do this podcast.
And if not, we apologize.
I'm sorry, my life is crazy.
Because we still doing the podcast. I know
Yeah.
y'all want it. Y'all be having attitude when we don't record.
It is. It is.
What's goody? You said you gonna do what?
I'm gonna try to stay out of mom mode while
You
we
straighten half your hair and now you want it to be curly again? It looks fine straight.
Anyway,
I was like a Barbie doll.
This no.
Black Barbie.
What's the new Barbies? The inclusive Barbies?
The LOL surprise.
No. They got Barbies now that's like all inclusive. Like
So
they got
maybe they
Barbies
have,
that's
like,
like
one
plus
that's-
size. They
one
got
that's,
one
like,
that got a
short
first
with
lady
big
we
on.
don't have like
One
the
in a
choice of like
wheelchair.
the Manila Barbie and then the charcoal Barbie.
Yeah.
Nah, it's
They
a
got
lot
in
of
betweens
Barbies.
now. So
You know, they got a
can be
vitiligo
Barbie doll.
Barbie
They got a
in the back.
vitiligo Barbie. They got one in the back.
They got high top Ken.
Go put a Margot.
Why you didn't just put it in the microwave, Z? You could ask me to warm it up. My goddaughter complaining about food that I got for free.
That we drove all the way over here to get. We passed like 7 McDonald's on the way over here.
And won't let me put it in the microwave so she can eat it. You see how disrespectful kids are?
Bro, we live 30 miles away. For those of y'all that don't live in Texas, we live 30 miles away.
Which is not far because it's all freeway, but still, it's still a 20-minute drive.
They definitely passed 23.
It's a McDonald's 2
Like
minutes from her house.
Nah, they doing construction right now.
Oh, on Malcolm X?
So it's 5 minutes?
Not Malcolm X, on Martin King.
Hell yeah. They had those fun little
Okay, that bag,
Y'all have
not
to
that.
Y'all have to be quiet.
Give me my mirror too, because this seems to be a distraction. Give it to TT. Thank
Be
you.
quiet if
Thank
we're gonna
you.
be in here. But like I said, I'm gonna try to stay out of my mode. We gonna see what happens
Alright.
as we go.
You. No laughing. No talking.
So can I start your podcast off with a funny story since we're talking about relationships?
I mean, might as well.
So I was
Jump
talking.
on camera.
So like, okay.
Okay, they can't be on camera. Okay, you good. Yeah.
So I met this dude right a while back. I'm gonna be straightening my hair when I'm talking to y'all.
Okay.
I gotta go to work in the morning. So I met this dude a few years ago, and like nigga was married, whatever. So like, you know, I'm like, I can't like flip shit like that because you know you married, and then he's in a fraternity, she in a sorority, they in a brother sister thing. But I'm not gonna tell y'all which ones because that's kind of messy. But at any rate, he hit me up the other day, and I was like, damn, bro. His name started with an R. I was like, I thought she was still married. And he was like, nah, she left. And I was like, y'all was just on Facebook together, bro. And he was like, she finally left. I said, so why she leave? And he said because a bitch that he was cheating on her with, her husband hired a private investigator. And that's how his wife found out that he was cheating because his side bitch nigga called. So, you know, I just don't do that in a relationship.
Red flags.
That's all I got.
Red flags. Yo. This is what we deal with on a daily basis, y'all.
You don't have no words on it?
And the way it ended was like, but yeah, that's it, girl. Yeah.
And now that y'all have had that entertaining tale.
No, wait. She is actually the inspiration for most of these podcast topics, and y'all can see why. Y'all can see why.
Dead.
We done what? Today is 21. We're talking about red flags. Probably about 15 of them are because of this one right here.
Inspiration. She's an inspiration for us all. 2 of them are mine. The other 4 are Donica's. Just so you know. And now, y'all already know what y'all here for, what it's time for, and what we about to do. And y'all know I'm gonna pull the script up because if I don't, my wife gonna be tripping. Like we ain't did 21 episodes of this already.
Can we turn it up? Or down because it's hot?
Bro,
Nigga.
you hot because you flat on your head in my living room. Bruh, it's the fan on high, dog. I'm cold, bro. Like, real talk, I'm cold.
My bad, y'all.
You done with this, bro?
What is good, y'all? Welcome back to another funny as hell day with Wifey and Wifey. I'm Wavy. This is Baby. Say hello.
Hey everybody, I'm Tuesday. Welcome to Hey everybody, I'm Tuesday. Welcome to Wifey and Wifey. This is a podcast with me and my wife running our mouths about this crazy thing called life. Remember, you can follow along with us on YouTube. For this episode in particular, you definitely want to see it.
Just do it.
We
won't
have
be disappointed
at all. Just go over there, click the link,
You won't
write
be
a
disappointed.
comment.
Please.
You're welcome.
Please comment.
Yes.
I need it. I need the comments.
Yeah. But we have an interesting topic today, and we're going to be talking about red flags in relationships.
But as usual, before we get into all that,
all right, today we have an interesting topic. Today we're going to be talking about red flags in relationships.
But y'all know, before we get into all that, how was your day?
My day actually wasn't that bad, since it started out very horribly, with like pain and cramps. But the kids were alright, and they actually let me lay down most of the day, so that's a win. That's a win.
Okay. Alright, that's cool.
How was your day, lovely?
My day was pretty good. So I gotta give y'all a little background story, right? And y'all gonna think I'm a terrible person, but I'm telling y'all this anyway, and y'all gonna have to get over it. You know what I mean? So I work in a warehouse, as y'all know, whatever. So last week, somebody tried to jump off like one of our upper levels, right? Mind y'all, it's not that high. So it's not that high, right? They was trying to commit suicide, but let me tell y'all why it wasn't even a sensible thing. Have y'all ever been like in the second story of a house or an apartment or something?
It's not.
The shit's not that high.
It's not even that high.
It's not that high.
Yeah.
We used to jump off the second story landing of our apartments when I was a kid. Like, it's not that high. Like, that's not the place where you go to die. You know what I'm saying? So the reason I'm laughing is because they fired her today. The email came through, and it just tickled me so bad. And I know I'm going to hell. I know I'm going to hell. And
but
cool.
When we talked about this on Friday, you were like, she's not gonna have a job.
She's not.
Because she's a temp.
Mind you, she was a temporary hire. She was a temp employee. She had only been there for like a month and a half. And then you go up there and try to swan dive off their stuff, and you thought
that was trying to commit suicide. You don't even really work here.
And bruh, Jazz, when I tell you that shit not high, it would be like if you open this window and jump downstairs. You gonna break your leg, maybe.
She gonna come take all y'all at the game.
I ain't gonna be there.
Was she?
Oh no, she was us. She was us. I seen that email come through. I was like, oh sis, you broke again. Oh well. And then the people that saved her life or whatever. Saved her life or whatever.
So did they catch her before she jumped? Or like when
they grabbed her?
She was hanging over the railing like holding on as if she was really on a bridge, bro. And it was a minute, but these older ladies, they noticed. That lady that work up there, the black lady with the short red hair, her, and the other lady that be up there, the older ladies. I think you know who I'm talking about.
The black lady?
The black ladies with the red hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that's always dancing and stuff?
Yeah. That work in Casal? Yeah. They pulled her back over the railing. Anyway, so Donica used to work where I work, y'all. And I know this is a tangent, but y'all already know when y'all come here, y'all may get some stuff that y'all ain't asking for. And it's okay. And if you don't like it, oh well.
Skip ahead a couple minutes.
So she hanging off like she really on the bridge, and they done went over there and try to pull her back over, and she done let go of one arm and try to fight them off of her. And then they finally get her.
Thought this was a movie?
They finally get her back over. The police and everything done came. They done took her away. And the ladies, they got some type of like commemoration or award or something from our job for doing a good deed. You know, for doing a good deed, right? Which is cool. That shit cool. And they was walking by my desk when they got their little gift or whatever. I'm assuming they probably wrote them a check. I don't know if y'all should know where I work.
Thank you for not giving us a lawsuit.
Thanks for keeping us off the news.
So they probably wrote them a check. I'm sure. Oh, they probably gave them some hundreds because they had a nice little envelope. They probably gave them. They probably gave them a couple bins.
That was for them brown coupons.
I'm sure they probably gave them money, bro. Because they had a manager escort them up there and back. So I'm probably sure they probably gave them money.
2 years.
Raising canes galore.
Dead. But yeah,
You
so
can
they
get
walking
2,000
by,
for
and the
sure.
lady was like, "Man, they don't let her go. I hope somebody's at home with her. I would
You
hate
better
for
hope
her
you're
to
not here
just."
when she come back.
No, she was like, she felt so bad. She was like, "Man, I hope she with somebody and not by herself with those thoughts still going in her mind." And I had to hold my breath until
ain't
they
shit.
walked by so I could laugh again.
At this point, I'm laughing at you now. Because what the hell?
Let me
This
tell
is why
y'all.
we can't do shit.
Listen, let me tell y'all that I hate that whatever she going through made her feel like that.
Yeah.
But I think my thing about it is this was obviously a cry for help, right?
Yeah.
Because as a grown person, you know what's gonna kill you and what's not gonna kill you. And then it's like she came. No, I'm serious, bro. She came to work and did this within 20 minutes of her shift starting. 20 minutes of her shift starting. So she wanted people to be around. She wanted somebody to see, and she wanted somebody to be able to help. Which, I mean...
Yeah. Hopefully she gets the help that she needs. Obviously, it was a cry for help, and...
I mean, they helped her, but...
got it, but they did also fire her, so... Not really. Capitalism, man. It's bad. They do not care about you. This is an instance. But also my wife is going to the hot place.
I am.
She was a God-fearing woman when I met her.
I'm still a God-fearing woman.
And yes, shit. She was.
It's a lot of God-fearing people who ain't shit.
Oh, that's a whole nother.
Talk about red flags.
So off camera, you hear what name are we using for you? Maxine Shaw is in the building.
Maxine B. Shaw.
Maxine,
back on my bullshit.
Y'all heard that? So hopefully it's not too muffled and I don't have to cut her off. But she's here basically just freeloading and trying to grab some free food. She also burnt my ottoman with a flat iron and a hot comb. So she owes me this engagement because she knows all about red flags. She is a red flag. That's why we can't show her face on the video, is because she's a red flag.
I mean,
exactly.
That's how you feel?
That's why I said it.
You can show my face. Cause
I don't want to keep turning the camera.
I'm not a red flag.
When you get done doing your hair, you can just sit on the couch with us.
Yeah. I'm not a red flag.
So this is Wavy's best friend of like forever. I think we've mentioned how the reason why they became friends is because Maxine was laughing after Wavy got hit by a car. And from there I
got run over by a car, did not get hit. It's different.
So if you see somebody get run over by a car, do you laugh? To this day, she still laughs about it.
The shit was funny. Y'all heard me just laughing just now.
Exactly. So that's that.
The shit was funny.
Squeeze in here. All right. The bundles. All right. So we're going to talk about red flags. We have a red flag here with us
right now.
Right now, we have a red flag with us. So she has first-hand experience on not being shit. So it's my best friend. I gotta give her a lot of shit, but she has some good insight because she's toxic. I don't know. That's maybe that's the better way to put it. And if you recognize her voice and you have dated her, like I told the YouTube people, not over here, man. It's not the time. It's not the time.
You approach her directly.
Exactly. Don't
approach me.
Don't come over here. All right. So we'll jump into the topic because we've done a lot of bullshitting already tonight. Let's see if I can pull up the topic points. First on the docket. Things you should never ignore. Red flags you should never ignore. Who wants to go first?
I'll go. I think the number one red flag you should probably never ignore is that temper.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
You know about that, don't you?
I don't know why they've been on both ends of the temper. I was like,
Don't ignore somebody's temper. Like, that is a big thing where women or men will be like, you know, they was just mad 5 times in 3 days. Yeah. And then they smacked me across the face 2 weeks later. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't ignore that temper. Like, don't do that. Because that's going to set you up for hell off the rip.
She's taking selfies while we were recording.
I'm sorry, y'all. My baby hair is late, and I just shaved my weave. I'm sorry.
My red flag: you shouldn't ignore microaggressions. And usually, when I mean that, it's like race, but it also could be like gender identity or even sexual orientation, preferences, stuff like that. Personally, I was in a situation where a girl was telling me some real microaggressive-y type stuff. And then I ended up somehow meeting her dad. Like, it was one of those, like, she was white, I am black. And she basically was using me as a pawn to, like, rebel against her dad. And he was not happy to see my black ass in his house. And that's literally what he said. He said, whose black ass is in my house?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So somebody who would put me in that situation, but there was like red flags I should have seen. Like her saying directly, like, my dad is racist. That should have been one.
That's not a microaggression, baby. That's super direct. That's hella direct. That's like, oh, by the way, I like you and all, but my dad's a racist.
This isn't really gonna go too much further. Maxine, do you have anything, counselor?
I would say, like, somebody's lack of ambition, or like somebody being where they are. Don't, like, I know in my situations, I've always like kind of given like men passes and like let them pass on it. But if somebody shows you like their lack of ambition or their lack of drive, it's definitely a red flag, and just know that that's going to be applied to every part of your relationship.
You know what, though? I can't necessarily say that's a red flag for everybody. It is for you because you want somebody who's ambitious and who's going for more and more and more. Like, for some people, it's like they happy to just have a guy that's going to get up and go to the job he got and bring his check home and keep it moving.
Yeah. Definitely.
But for you, it's definitely a red flag. You get what I'm saying? Like,
she's an upwardly mobile black woman, extremely successful, and she's looking for one of those high value guys that Kevin Samuels is always talking about.
Like
hell.
Like hell.
I was just about to say, because y'all be letting Kevin Samuels talk to y'all like y'all ain't shit. But yeah, you know.
So I guess the red flags is kind of a perspective.
Yeah, and it's gonna be personal. Yeah. Some red flags are gonna be personal to you.
Oh, the temper thing, that's pretty much that's across the board.
Yeah. Another red flag.
Lying about little stuff.
I was just about to say lies is another red flag. And one of these, like we say in the beginning of a relationship, but I feel like lies could be something that you don't find out about till later. Y'all have heard on this podcast about the situation that I had with my other long-term relationship, but that was one of those things where the lies the finding out about the lies didn't come about until later in the relationship. Years. It was years later. It was 2.5 years later before that was even revealed. But when you're noticing that somebody's lying to you in the beginning of your relationship, why would you continue to allow it to happen?
Like, say if you go to Starbucks and they give a name that they've never given to you.
And then you find out because you look at their debit card and they have that. I'm not talking to me.
She's actually not.
She's not.
But we do know.
I don't know. Am I allowed to say the N word? I can say.
Yeah, you can say the N word.
Yeah, I don't know. Because, like, sometimes, and don't think I'm a bad person, like, sometimes, you know, niggas just be like, I ain't told the line in a while. Like, I just need to lie about some shit real quick.
Just need to pop one off.
Yeah, not me. But, like, the dude I'm dealing with, and I'm not going to say his name because he's not mad off my shoulders. But, like, sometimes he just be like, damn, like, I ain't told a lie in a while. Like, let me lie about what I had for lunch today.
So let's unpack that.
Stupid shit. Like,
do you think that's a red flag?
I mean, the nigga's nuts. Like, it should have been a red flag a long time ago. At this point, I'm too deep in. Like,
no, you're not.
It's
It's only been a few months.
Yeah, I think that niggas whining me about, I think that's a fucking red flag. Like, why the fuck are you whining me about getting a spicy nugget or a regular nugget? It's fucking stupid, dog. Like,
So,
fucking dumb.
so let me ask you this, because, you know, our patrons of this podcast, they gonna want to know. Because we advise them all the time to fucking leave. What's holding you here?
Oh, this is me. I love a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the best judgment when it comes to relationships. And I'm gonna be honest, I got most of the other shit in my life together. But you know what though? I could be like fuck these niggas on my leg shit. But every now and then, it's a dude that just kind of like trap me. Not trap, but like you trap me. That's how I feel about this one. But right now, he got mad because I told him that he was no longer on the starting lineup. That nigga back on the bench. And he told me he's gonna knock my head off my shoulders when he see me. But I'm just gonna put it back on.
If you not on the YouTube right now, you missing out.
You missing out.
Because what the fuck is going on?
You ain't never had nobody tell you it's gonna knock your head off your shoulders. And
I wish a bitch would.
I'm just gonna pick it up and put it back on.
As hot tempered as Donica is, we be fighting in the street.
Oh yeah, nah,
and then we gonna have to break up because I can't hit nobody I'm in love with.
He wouldn't even. Y'all, it was this one dude I was dating, and he had hit me in my chest, and so her cousin was like,
okay, a little bit of background. Me and my cousin are the same age. We all 29. Me and my cousin have known Jazz the same amount of time. Half our lives. He was hot. I was hot. I was like, I can get the Glock, come down there. He was like, nah, I'm going to just come down there. I'm going to beat his ass and leave him laying butt naked in the street.
Like, and he was like, make it make sense. And he was like, I said what he said. But he said it so like, monotone. Like, what you mean leaving butt naked in the street? He was like, you're not going to be there, so it don't matter. Just know that he gonna be naked in the street. And I was like, I think I'm gonna just break up with the nigga because whatever you proposing, it don't
And he was
sound
prepared.
like nothing I want to be a part of. Then one day he had called me and found that I was at the nigga house and tried to like mind trap me into telling him where I was so he could be but naked in the street. I was like, I'm gonna just
mind you though, at the time my cousin was in Louisiana and he told her, oh, I'd be there in 3 hours.
Just put another movie on. Like,
in what world you going from
he was
Baton
in
Rouge?
Southern Louisiana, not Shreveport.
In what world you going from Baton Rouge to Texas? Where was you at the time? College Station?
Nah, I was in Lancaster.
To Dallas, basically, in 3 hours.
But he was past Baton Rouge.
He was dead serious too.
And
y'all want to know the funniest thing? He probably would have made it close because he crazy as hell.
Yeah.
Still crazy.
Yeah. To this day.
Ain't gonna change.
Anyway.
So you are ignoring red flags.
I'm not ignoring them. I know that they're. I just know that.
The thing is that most of the people that are ignoring red flags know they're there.
Oh yeah, no, I know they're there, and I have just in therapy. I've made a decision that I'm not going to invest more energy into this. I'm going to do other stuff. So I've been investing that energy into work.
Round of applause for this sister
I
trying
just
to
been
go to
getting in hell at
therapy
work now
and heal her obviously
messed up mind.
Don't do that.
Anyway, we're gonna
Good
move on. We're gonna move on past her relationship because what the fuck? Let's go to questions to ask when you first get in a relationship.
Direct questions like
I think we told y'all that before.
Yeah.
Ask direct questions.
Don't beat around the bush.
Don't what's your favorite color to death.
That too. Don't be really shallow with those questions like, what's your sign? What's your favorite color? You like spicy or regular nuggets? Doesn't matter.
Because a lot of y'all be blaming y'all signs on a reason to be a shitty individual.
What's
I don't give a fuck about what your sign is. Like, are you a shitty individual? It don't have nothing to do with you being a Scorpio. You just a shitty individual. Right.
I think they're predisposed.
Yeah.
To being a
I said that because the dude don't sound about a Scorpio.
They're all trash. But I feel that though.
Yeah.
You know, I always ask direct questions. Never allow people to skirt your questions either. If you ask them a direct question, don't let them be like, well, you know, I'm just feeling it out right now, letting life guide me. nigga, what? I asked you
does that mean?
something very specific, and that means nothing to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't allow people to do that to you. Questions to ask.
I would say ask, like, depending on, like, where you are, like, ask what page they're on. Like, what do they want? Where do they want to go? And, like, people always talk about me, like, for asking those questions, like, my single friends. And they say that, like, I'm moving too fast. But I think that that's important because you can save yourself a lot of wasted time just speaking from experience.
Just so y'all know, Jasmine is actually straight.
Yeah, so that's probably why.
She's straight. She ain't no most of the time.
And she's the type of straight woman, if you're a lesbian listening to this, she's the type of straight woman
that's gonna let you eat it.
That will ruin your life and not care. Exactly. So she's one of those straights.
If you're running to one of those, run the opposite direction
Red
as
flag.
fast as far as possible. Anyway, but the reason I'm telling you is that she's straight is she really doesn't have any experience in the same sex category. But if we have any people that are straight that listen to us, she is an expert at dating while straight.
All my experience in the other department is fucking trash. Ooh, Lord,
It's probably because you're not a lesbian, but we'll get on that in a different
or bisexual, or even bi-curious.
No, I tried for one of them, and that bitch was nuts. That bitch was nuts.
You try to be something you're not.
Bro, she almost got us into a fight at the fucking basketball game.
First of all,
I was just trying to support my girlfriend. That's what I was trying to do.
First of all,
Speaking about
the reason it wasn't gonna ever work out is because you're not even nothing like bi-curious, bisexual, nothing.
For her,
No.
I would have tried.
You would have tried.
I would have.
And failed.
Not I was.
Secondly,
I was, but she was fucking her best friend.
Secondly, you said about a fight at the back. Secondly, if Donna could get into a fight with somebody, I'm fighting.
No, you was in a fight. We went to that, bro, right after the 18th birthday when we went to the D-Town on the other side. You know who I'm talking about.
I do.
Yeah, and we was at that basketball game. You was like, come on, bro, let's go. Because, and I was like, no. Like, bitch, you grown. You shouldn't even be here. You fucking with the high schools. You fucking with children. You fucking with children. You need to go.
Whoa.
This episode is gonna be
All
a
over the
mess.
place, man.
It's a mess, but y'all should appreciate it because we're trying to give y'all a different perspective. She is not married. She is
No more.
True.
straight,
True.
Most of the time.
and she is dating. So we're trying to give y'all something a little bit different here.
I'm dating a
And
Fisher Hendricks, Lori Harvey definition.
And she definitely is the type to ignore red flags because at your wedding I did ask if you were sure and you said, yeah, bro, I'm sure.
You don't gotta keep bringing that shit up.
And so did her ex-husband.
So yeah,
I
she's
wasn't
got
sure.
history.
I did that for the wrong reasons. I was not sure. So just to let y'all know, I wasn't sure.
We knew that already.
Yeah. But
So,
anyway.
but that lady get married.
I couldn't drag you out the church.
I asked you
We
twice.
weren't even in no church.
Whatever
I
we was
asked you
in.
twice.
The
was
fact
in
that you know who almost wed us is never gonna not be funny. I don't want to get into this story.
Yeah, because
We're not going to. We don't have the time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't even have to cut that out.
Nah, don't cut it out.
You know.
That's important.
Okay,
this
so-
is the funnies.
Questions to ask, just direct questions, not shallow. And don't let anyone skirt around the question. Talking in circles, changing the subject, that type of thing. That in itself is a red flag. That somebody can't just answer a direct question. Even if they say, I'm not comfortable talking about that right now.
And
That's
most
more
of the
acceptable
time-
than them rounding about.
And most of the time, if somebody is doing that, it's going to be because they have something to hide.
Yeah.
And that's something you need to pay attention to. I think when relationships first start specifically, people love to have on those rose-colored glasses and just allow everything to be smooth all the time. But even in the beginning of a relationship, I'm not saying it should be hard work because it shouldn't, because you're just getting to know somebody. But everything doesn't have to be all cool all the time.
All
You know what I'm
sunshine
saying?
and rainbows and unicorns.
You know, like, it's okay to be like, why you keep avoiding my question? You can either answer it or tell me you don't want to talk about it, but stop trying to change the subject. You know, it's okay to be direct and kind to somebody, but just let them know that they on that shit and you're not with it. Because to be honest, that's 9 times out of 10 how you gonna find the person you're supposed to be with. Because I feel like Donica said a million times that people gonna only let you get away with the shit that, you know, they only gonna do the shit you let them get away with. And if you letting them get away with lying to you and not answering your questions in the beginning of the relationship, when
they gonna do it.
When you fed up and you like, man, this relationship is getting nowhere, I don't understand why. That's why. The reason why is because you've been letting them do it this whole time, and now y'all 2 years in and you want a direct answer to whether or not you're gonna ever be his wife. And the answer's no.
Sorry to tell you.
That's why it's so many people out here, and this is men, women, straight, gay, bisexual, that literally be with somebody for 10 years and never get married, and they significant other break up with them and be married 2 years later.
To the next person. Yeah.
Not even 2 years later.
Because that person wasn't gonna stand for it. And they set boundaries and they were serious about it. So, you know, even though people tell you don't get too serious in the beginning of a relationship, even if you just feeling it out, there should be some stuff that you're always serious about and you're always sticking to your guns on, regardless.
For sure. Yeah, and I think that's one of the ways to deal with red flags is to have boundaries and stick to your guns. Part of that is knowing yourself, knowing what you want and what you want out of a relationship. It all kind of comes full circle to like a lot of things that we talk about all the time. But even like if you notice something, to confront someone on that, you know, not saying if you see red flags that they might like have people in their basement, to ask them like why are there like chainsaws in here.
You should probably just call the police.
Yeah.
Don't get chopped up.
I mean, Ted Bundy's girlfriend didn't know what was going on.
None of them.
Everybody says, this couldn't have happened. So if that's the red flag you seeing, sis, we got some bigger issues.
Run.
That this podcast can help you with.
She's a runner. She's a track star. Get up
Going
out of
to
here.
I think my way to deal with red flags is first you have to ask yourself, is it something that you can deal with? Because there are red flags and there are some people that can deal with certain things. Like I have some friends who are good with being with broke niggas. Like they red flag is that they knew he couldn't keep a job. They know he said this wrong, but they're okay with that. But they can deal with that. Some friends, they red flag is like, you know, he got future Hendrix tendencies. Like
anyway, yeah. So I'll give y'all an example. I'll just start right there. I'll give y'all an example of red flag in the marriage, right? When me and Donica was first dating, we was in the car and I couldn't tell you what happened. She was so mad that she punched the roof of her car, like inside the car. And I was like, oh man, this nigga got a temper. But it's like, you gotta ask yourself, can I deal with a temper? And I can deal with a temper. In some ways, it's like Donica is like a mixture of both my parents. My dad has a crazy temper, and I mean, that shit just don't even faze me because it's like whatever. But Donica had to learn to control her temper too, because I'ma deal with it, but only so far. You know, I can deal with your temper up to here, but then when my top blow, we gonna have a problem. So, you know, once I'm up to here, you need to start come back this way. But yeah, I think that's what Jazz means by, you know, what you can deal with and what you can't. It's not always going to be like environmental. It's not always going to be financial. It might be personality trait wise. But what you have to realize is don't say that you can handle something that you can't. Don't be like, oh, it's going to be good. And also, another thing about dealing with red flags is making sure that you're not thinking that later on you can fix somebody. Ooh. Because if somebody has so many red flags that you think that you can fix them later, you probably need to break up with them.
Let's go to our topic expert.
did that work? Were you able to fix him?
No, you can't fix my damn body. You can't raise my man. Kimberly told y'all that. Like, you cannot.
That's my song.
Like, and that was a very, very hard lesson that I had to learn.
A couple times, because we told you a lot, and you kept kind of doing it.
You can't fix somebody. Like,
she finally learned.
You can't fix somebody. You can't change somebody. And so that's one thing I learned in therapy is, how do I feel? What do I need? How do I get it? And that sounds really selfish, but it's like you ask yourself, like, what do I need out of this relationship? Like, I don't need to be trying to raise this nigga. Like, I don't need to be trying to be his mama. Like, I need certain things out of it. And if I'm too busy trying to fix him, then you can't get that. And what you end up realizing is that you yourself end up more broken trying to fix them, because somebody can bring you down to where they are before you bring them up. So a nigga gonna break you long before you fucking fix him. Then he gonna realize his problems, and you didn't fix them for the next bitch. That don't happen with me because, you know, but, you know, niggas still walking around this bitch broke. But, you know.
But I would have to agree. Yeah. Because by the time you fix him, now you not good enough for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you had to bring yourself down to his level to help him, you know?
Or it's gonna be the opposite to where... It's gonna be the opposite to where niggas start to be like, oh, you think you better than me? Or, like, you think you, like, too good or whatever because
that's what you went through.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you trying to, like, point out what's wrong with them. Or not even what's wrong. Like, you can't see more in a person than they see in their self. Because eventually they start to resent you for it. Like, nigga, you resented me because I got a degree? You resented me because I got a job? And you don't?
Yes,
you know?
Yes, he did.
Like, that's literally what happens. So generally when you try to, like, fix somebody, it's one of two things. Either you're going to end up more broken or they're going to end up resenting you.
Definitely, girl. Definitely. Girl, I'm so glad you're going to therapy because, we've been preaching this to you for so long. It don't make no sense. I mean, so I'm so glad. Yeah, I'm so glad you are healing yourself. And I hope that if you're listening... That too, I guess. If you're down with that, I hope you're doing that too. But mainly the healing, and definitely looking out for those red flags, dealing with them accordingly, and don't let nobody run no games on you, because that's all it is. People trying to manipulate your feelings in order to get what they want without giving you what you want.
And to be honest, even if that's not what they're doing, don't deal with it. You know, because I will say that sometimes people are just broken.
That's true.
Sometimes they are not trying to manipulate you. Sometimes they're not a bad person. Sometimes people don't know any other way to be but broken. You know, so you can't fault them for that, but you also don't have to deal with that. It's one of those things where... my usual philosophy of being like, if you really love somebody, y'all can heal together. Nah, heal apart. Move on.
Because before you can heal together, y'all do have to heal apart. Y'all do have to do that. Like,
you have to do the work.
Both of y'all have to do the work individually before you can do the work together. And I do recommend couples counseling. Highly recommend it. As long as you both are going to be receptive to what they're saying.
We got to bring you back on another episode to talk about your experiences in couple counseling. We already know, like, spoiler alert, it didn't save your marriage, but I'm
because
sure
we didn't listen.
Got plenty of good stories to tell. In the meantime, in between time, do you have anything else, Matt? Are you good?
I'm good. You know, y'all heard what we had to say, and either y'all gonna listen or y'all not. Y'all grown, whatever, you know.
She didn't listen for a long time. It sounds like she's listening to the therapist, but she's literally paying somebody to tell.
I literally be in therapy, be like, well, this is what Donica said.
And they be like...
Donica be tripping sometimes because they think they know me and they don't. My friends, y'all, they think that they really know me, but they don't. They don't know the real me.
And the therapist literally gets paid however much an hour
that's
in
whatever
order
Blue Cross
to...
bullshit.
So tell her the same shit we told her 3 years ago.
Yeah. They don't really know me, y'all. Like, I
you know,
Batman
it's not like, I'm not saying don't go to therapy because we're not therapists. But, like, sometimes you can literally just listen to your friends because it be common sense.
Sometimes you can listen to yourself. It would have saved me a lot of heartache.
Anyway.
And here we are.
Anyways,
thank you so much for hanging with us and our special guest,
Maxine
Shaw, attorney at law.
Can I get my social media?
Yeah, go ahead.
Y'all can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, the oh so pretty Maxine Shaw 95. There's some underscores in there somewhere, but just type it in until you figure it out.
Yeah, I'll tag her for y'all because she's ridiculous. Hit us up on Instagram. We're at Wifey, the letter N, Wifey, Miss Maxine Shaw. I will have her information because she's ignorant. She's a good time. We also post the videos of these episodes on YouTube. Maxine, she gave us a nice little goodie in the beginning of the episode, so y'all don't want to miss that. Also, the kids was running around, all types of crazy stuff was happening. So this is the one where you want to actually get off Spotify and go to YouTube and check it out.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Thank you so much.
I just
She's
wanted
good.
to say
You just wanted a reason to say that.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and share.
Dead. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, so all of that good stuff. Leave us reviews, Apple Podcasts, comment on YouTube, interact with us, show us love. We show it back because we love you. buymeacoffee.com/wifey, the letter N, Wifey. My god, baby is looking like she's been tortured or something. So maybe like she
could have hit her McDonald's up 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, like maybe $1 will make her happy. I don't know. I might give it to her. Anyways, thanks again for rocking with us. I'm Wifey.
I am also Wifey. We out of here, y'all.
Peace.